The calmest people in the room are usually the ones who have survived the most, not because peace found them, because chaos shaped them. You already know someone like this. You might be someone like this. The person everyone leans on, the one who always seems fine, the one who feels deeply but shows very little. This video is about what is actually happening inside that person, and it will change how you see them and yourself. Picture someone at a crowded dinner table. Everyone around them is laughing, filling space with noise, performing. And this one person, they are quiet, watching, not uncomfortable, just present in a way that makes you feel like they have already understood something about this moment that no one else has caught yet. You might think they are reserved, maybe even cold. But watch what happens when someone at that table starts to struggle, when an argument breaks, or someone's voice goes tight with pain. This person moves toward it. They know exactly what to say. They hold the room without raising their voice. Most people would call that wisdom. They would call it survival. Here is what psychology actually tells us about people like this. When a person endures repeated stress, chronic uncertainty, emotional overwhelm, instability that never quite resolves, the brain does not just cope, it reorganizes. It builds systems, hyper-awareness, threat scanning, the ability to read a room the moment you walk in, not because you are naturally perceptive, but because you had to be. Attunement to other people's moods was not a gift, it was a tool that kept you safe. Psychologists call this adaptive hypervigilance. The nervous system, trained by experience, learns to anticipate. It braces, always slightly braced, even when the danger is long gone. Your calm is not peace. It is what peace looks like after a long war. And here is what no one talks about. Those survival mechanisms, they look from the outside like personality traits. Calmness, wisdom, maturity, intuition. People call these gifts. They were never gifts. They were necessary. But let us stop here, because there is an argument worth taking seriously. Maybe this is just romanticizing hardship. Maybe we dress up damage as depth because it is more comfortable than admitting that some people are simply struggling. After all, not everyone who has been through difficulty becomes emotionally wise. Some people become closed off, some become controlling, some become numb. So what is the difference? Think about the last time someone asked you how you were and you said fine, automatically, before you had even processed the question. That is not closedness, that is efficiency. The nervous system learned performing your pain out loud has costs, so it compresses it, files it away, keeps moving. That is not the same as not feeling. That is feeling everything and having developed over time the quiet discipline to hold it. The people who have been through too much did not become emotionally literate by reading about feelings. They became emotionally literate because they had no choice but to study them. Pain was the curriculum, survival was the degree. Here is the paradox that defines these people. The ones who were never truly comforted become the world's most natural comforters. The ones who were never fully held learn to hold space for everyone else. The ones who grew up in emotional chaos become the most emotionally intelligent people in any room. Why? Because you do not learn to read silence unless someone's silence once scared you. You do not learn to detect when someone's "I am fine" is actually a cry for help unless your own "I am fine" once went unanswered for years. Here it is plainly. Going through too much does not break you into someone lesser. It forges you into someone who understands human pain at a frequency most people never reach. That is the reframe, not inspiration, psychology. There is something no one warns you about when you have been through too much. You love differently. Not worse, not less, differently. You love slowly because you have seen how quickly things collapse. You love cautiously, not from coldness, but because you know what it costs to lose someone you trusted completely. And you are not wounded by cruelty. Cruelty you can prepare for. You are wounded by inconsistency, by someone showing up beautifully and then disappearing, by warmth followed by silence. That inconsistency doesn't just hurt, it echoes. Because somewhere in your nervous system, it rhymes with every moment of instability you already survived. What looks like an overreaction is almost always an echo of something that was never fully healed. You are not too sensitive. You are too experienced for carelessness. And there is grief in this, real grief. Not just for the losses, for the versions of yourself you left behind. The version that trusted without evidence, the version that did not need to rehearse every possible outcome before feeling safe enough to move.
Tell me something in the comments. Not did this resonate? I know it did, or you would already be gone. Tell me this. What is the one thing you lost? A version of yourself, a way of trusting, a piece of lightness that you miss most? Because I think the people who've been through too much carry a very specific kind of grief that never quite gets named, and I want to name it with you. The grief of who you were before the hard things. That is the loss no one acknowledges. Now, here's what I want you to carry forward. Go back to that person at the dinner table, the quiet one, the one who moved toward pain when everyone else flinched away. You understand now what you did not at the start of this video. That person is not calm because life was gentle with them. They are calm because they built calm out of circumstances that demanded everything they had. They are not broken. They are not damaged. They are forged. And here's the final truth, the only line that matters. Going through too much did not make you less. It made you rarer. The world does not know what to do with people who understand suffering, because those people are the ones quietly building futures gentler than their past. That is not damage. That is evolution. If this video described someone you know, share it with them. No explanation needed. Just send it. And if it described you, subscribe, because the next video goes even deeper into how people like you are quietly changing every room they walk into.